Hey, it's Lil Dicky. This is the Ask Anything Chat for Romeo and the Most Requested Live. Ask me anything.
Mackenzie from Arlington asks, are you attracted to brown women? If so, could I give you my number?
Am I attracted to brown women? You know, I'd have to meet the person first. I can't really generalize to that extent. I'm attracted to all women if I'm attracted to them. So, before giving my number out, I'd love to meet.
Austin from Las Vegas asks, I'm a huge fan and I want to know what are your writing techniques when you're writing a song?
Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll get a beat. I've never written a song without a beat, and I think that might be a flawed approach. I might actually write to a metronome soon. But I get a beat, smoke weed, freestyle over it high to understand how I attack the beat, like what my cadence is, my attitude. I then pick the best sounding moments of that freestyle. It's all gibberish, but I'll just find the best, like, you know, if you heard it, you'd be like, that would be good with good lyrics, and then I'll write lyrics to those flows.
Courtney from Louisville asks, Lil Dicky, I love you so much. Will you marry me?
You know, Courtney, I'm looking for my wife actively, and I just can't guarantee such a thing until we've met. I won't rule it out, though. How about that?
Brianna from Murfreesboro asks, what's your favorite on your album?
My favorite song on my album is probably Pillow Talking, because I'm so proud of the fact that I made an 11-minute song that people really genuinely care about.
Andrew from North Richland asks, Lil Dicky, I love your videos, can't wait till you come to Texas. What would it take to become your intern? I can ghostwrite your tweets virtually, and in real life, make sure that you don't get too high. Peace.
Well, you know, we've actually had interns, and we're, I guess, always open for more. You probably have to live in LA, first and foremost. I get that you can tweet virtually, but there's more that goes into this internship than tweeting. So move to LA and then we'll talk.
Aliana from Detroit asks, how did you come up with Save That Money?
Well, you know, I'm always looking to do things kind of in a unique, different way, and you've probably heard a lot of rap songs about spending money, so I thought from an ironic standpoint it makes sense to make a song all about saving money, but beyond irony, I have a lot of pride in the ways in which I save, so it kind of like it was a good natural fit.
Ian from Tacoma asks, what's the weirdest thing about your mom?
The weirdest thing about my mom? Well, she's a therapist, so there's always just kind of like a, you know, when your mom's a therapist, she's always asking a lot of questions, and sometimes she'll ask questions that I have no interest in answering. So I guess lack of boundaries to some extent, but not really. I don't know, that's probably it, just like the way she approaches the conversation from like a therapist perspective.
Cray from Chattanooga asks, A, would you tap Amy Schumer?
Yeah.
Jesse from Netanya asks, a lot of athletes have a favorite pre-game meal. Does Lil Dicky have a specific pre-show meal to keep up that peak performance?
No, I don't have a specific pre-show meal. Lately I added frosted mini wheats to my rider, and I think that was a great addition. It very much feels like the right thing to eat before a show. So I'd say the most common thing I eat before a show right now is frosted mini wheats.
Nate from Cockranton asks, you have a line from a song that says, I always put you second to rap. Why did you put said person second?
It was hard to put anything first before your dreams, you know? Like, I love this girl, Molly, but at the end of the day, you live in your own body and you have your own life that you have to prioritize first. So I thought, to me, there's no matter who the woman was, I wouldn't be able to be happy without maximizing my own talent first, and I just couldn't be in a relationship where I put anything before that. And she needed to be put before anything, so, and I get it, but it just didn't make sense logistically.
Brian from Phoenix asks, what's the weirdest thing that's happened at a concert?
You know, I signed one guy's dick, so.
Michaela from Suffolk asks, when did you first know you wanted to be a rapper?
I always wanted to be a comedian, and I still do, but I guess the first time I really thought, like, whoa, like, this rap thing could be real was probably the song Russell Westbrook on a Farm, because it just was like so not funny, and it was so good still. It might be my favorite song I've ever done, and I think that moment was like a moment where, no, you're not just a comedian, you're also a very important rapper.
Dylan from Woodhaven says, Has the person you wrote the song Molly about heard the song, and if so, what did she do afterward? Or is the song even actually directed at someone? And what is your favorite rap album of all time by someone other than Drake or Kanye?
Molly is about my ex-girlfriend Molly, and at the time, like, you know, we broke up, and then I made the song like a month after our breakup, and at the time she was very much into it, happy, not into it. Yeah, she was into it. She like cried because it was like emotionally moving for her. She said it was her favorite song. So it's really about a real person. And then my favorite rap album, besides Drake or Kanye, I mean, College Dropout is my favorite, but that's a Kanye album. Besides that, I'd say Nas Illmatic.
Andre from Jacksonville asks, what made you go so hard on The Truman Show? I've got amped how hard you were spitting at the end.
I just think it was like a very comparable moment. Like, I don't know, I've always kind of thought I was an entertainer, but like society didn't view me as that way. So you grow up your whole life thinking one thing is one thing, and then you finally reach a point where your whole world changes, and it's almost the opposite of what Truman went through, where he was an entertainer without knowing it, and then realized there's a whole real world out there. So I kind of think I was like in a real world thinking I was an entertainer, and then I hit this, I don't know. I just felt like it was a turning point moment in my life the way it was when that boat hit. And it's the last song on your first album, you gotta go hard.
Tony from Port Deposit asks, is Iggy aware that Save That Money is an LD joint though?
I don't know if she, I mean, I tweeted that, I don't know if she saw the tweet. I saw that she knows it's not a Fetty Wap song, I don't know, but she didn't acknowledge that it was an LD joint.
Anna from Toledo asks, what was it like being in the studio with Fetty and Rich Homie?
You know, I couldn't even tell you, Anna, because I wasn't in the studio with them. It was all done digitally.
Michael from Henrietta asks, want to go and get brunch when you're in Rochester? Your treat, or we can pay for our own.
You know, I appreciate the offer, but probably not. Just because, you know, you can't, my mom always says, like, don't hang out with strangers.
Ashley from Miami asks, are you ever going to be that rapper that eventually drops the Lil in Lil Dicky?
I don't think so, because without the Lil, I think there's nothing.
Emily from Greensboro asks, why can't I find tickets to some of your shows, specifically the Fredericksburg VA show?
You know, I'm not totally sure. I think some of this, you know, I've got no idea about any of that stuff. I just show up and rap, so. Talk to the venue or my management. It's all online, who to contact, but I'm not the guy to ask.
Josh from Alexandria asks, what apps do you have on your phone?
So many, but I'd say the main ones that I use are Twitter, I guess Spotify, but like, let me see, it says right here the most common apps, right? When I scroll to the left, right? Let's see. Oh, Messages, Twitter, Raya, an online dating app for the elite, and Instagram.
Matilde from Lisbon asks, which crowd is your favorite?
Which crowd is my favorite? Probably Boston. Boston goes ridiculously hard. That or Madison, Wisconsin.
Marcus from Virginia Beach asks, now that you're famous, do you get it more often?
Pussy? I assume he means, yeah, I get pussy more often. You know, I just get more opportunities. It's like every guy that has always thought they were like worthy of the hot girl that can never really pursue her because like society like would claim that he's not at that particular moment. I just no longer deal with that. I kind of am always worthy of the conversation at this point.
Kate from Toronto asks, when does your album come out?
My album came out in July 31st, Kate, so, you know.
John from Dallas asks, do you like Pokemon?
I don't like Pokemon, but I do like Pikachu, like the way he looks.
Now do a sign off thanking Romeo for the question sent, and thank you people for watching and supporting Save That Money.
Romeo, thank you for having me on here. Thank you for the questions, everybody. And I hope that was enjoyable, and thanks for supporting Save That Money. I hope that was informative. Signing off, LD.